Hi, everyone. I'm Sana. I'm the founder of Paimoona. I'm a theater actor and a stand-up comedian. And I'm not here to make you laugh. You have to pay for that. All good things come at a cost, right? So imagine how your normal day starts. You wake up, you go to the bathroom to freshen up. You find that there's no water in the tap. You have hardly slept anyway because there was no electricity at the house. You have a submission at 12 at your university, and you haven't done anything. You're grumpy, you're underslept, not showered. You get to the university, quickly finish your assignment with your friends. 12:15, you're begging your professor to accept your submission. You're late because even the college internet wasn't working. So, you attend your classes the rest of the day, and somehow you get by. You're unable to pay attention because you're tired. At the end of the day, you go back home dreaming about your bed or your PlayStation or something to relax, and you find that there's no electricity again. So, in the middle of all of these, you're at this point, you're ready to break somebody's head, right? You're frustrated, and you're tired, you've had a long day, you get cranky with your mothers, you dare not do that with your fathers though, right? But my question is that if most of your week goes by trying to deal with these little operational hurdles, how do you ever move forward? Sadly, we live in a society, in a place which provides very little resources, but expects miracles in return. Unfortunately, I cannot fix your internet problem, but I can tell you how to build your own growth ecosystem. I love this excerpt from Shakespeare's Hamlet, which says, "To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them." In simpler words, it means that whether to suffer every single day or find a solution one time and get over your problems, right? To me, it also means whether to be or not to be alive, to be or not to be a powerful being, a force to reckon with. We're told that as a nation, we are far behind the rest of the world. We, in technology, growth, fashion, humanity, and we all have the same reaction to that. It's not our fault, right? It's everybody else's fault. It's the government's fault. It's the rich people's fault. Wait, it's America's fault, right? We don't understand that there's nobody sitting out there planning how to ruin our day. But there are harsh realities of our world that we have to face every day. So in the middle of all of that, how do you move past all of that and consider what can I do to actually get past this? I used to do theater with Anwar Maqsood, and one thing that it taught me was to empathize. As an actor, it's really important to be compassionate. It's important to empathize, to be able to put yourself in the character's shoes or other people's shoes to understand them better. It's really important to be compassionate as a human being as well, but who has the time for that, right? So, for one of the shows, we were in Dubai, and so in the free time, I had gone out to shop for my home at this big fancy store. Seeing that all the things that were there in that store were either made in India, China, Bangladesh, Nepal, Indonesia, every other country in Asia other than in Pakistan, sort of made me a little curious, which is why I did whatever I did after. And also, as Pakistanis, we have this distorted sense of competition, right? If India's there, why aren't we? So, but that's really not the point. The point is that we have such a beautiful design heritage, and I was worried. I was like, we have such great stuff back home. Why aren't we here? So that led me to a search of, in Pakistan. I went to all these places, Hala, Bhirsha, Shahadpur, Gujranwala, Multan, and a lot of other places to find the craftsmen who were actually responsible for our craft. and to find out why aren't they participating in the global economy and while reaping its benefits. At the time, I was going through a particularly difficult time in my life too. So when I met the craftsmen and the artisans, I realized that they had far bigger problems than me. You know, it was really sad to see that they had a complete absence of resources and support from any sort. They had a lack of education. They had a recurring poverty from one generation into another, and there was a constant struggle to survive every single day. And I thought, you know, what if I could do something for these guys and say, you know, I have the resources, I have education, you know, I have everything they don't. Why don't I do something that will help them? And then, you know, right away, I was like, wait, I have a lot to deal with right now myself. I don't have the time for this. And that's how we all react normally, don't we? We have our hands full with our own troubles. Why go out and find other people's problems, right? But then the thought kept nagging at me constantly until I got my sister to sit down with me and devise a plan of how to, you know, how to help them. So we had no idea what to do, but we made this sustainability model which used their craft and turned it into modern design so that we could give them, one, more work, two, better pay, and a decent life at least, you know, have it with basic necessities. I soon realized that it will be a very difficult task to carry this out. What I did not realize at the time was that this is it. This is the answer to all the things I've been complaining about, that there are not enough opportunities out there, there's not enough jobs out there, there's not enough stuff to experiment with, there are not enough mentors, and I had no idea what to do with my life. And I was constantly just complaining about it and sitting and, you know, not doing anything about it. So I thought, you know, let me try this. So this one act of going beyond myself and trying to see somebody else's problem and to find a solution to that problem paved the way for me. It showed me one step at a time, but it showed me where I had to go. And then to overcome that next step, I had to learn what I didn't know. So I started to make an effort. I learned about a lot of different things that I didn't know, like I didn't know about interiors or design, so I learned that. I picked up books, I talked to people, I started reaching out to my network and seeing who is there that can help me. I learned about all sorts of material that the craftsmen work with, wood, metal, mother of pearl, whatnot. I started applying to entrepreneurial programs that could help me tackle the challenges better. I started attending conferences of people who are more experienced than I was. And most importantly, I learned from the craftsmen what their problems were, or how their skill worked, or how did they learn their skill, and what was the package that they were actually dealing with every single day. And that really gave me the direction of where to go. And suddenly, all these elements had come alive, because there was energy passing from one individual to another, and as it went, it was paving the way for me to do the things that I'd always wanted to do. At square one, I had never thought I'd be standing here today. This was not planned, but it was a byproduct of the help that I wanted to give somebody else. And so, you know, that's all that it takes. Have you heard that saying, you are the center of your universe? Right? It doesn't mean that you're a selfish being and you walk around like I'm the king of the world because I'm at the center, right? It actually means that since you're at the center and everything revolves around you, you have the power to attract the right things towards you, and you are all it takes to build your empire. With those resources that you can attract, with all the positive things that you can attract towards you, you can pick and choose what you want to come to you and let go of all the negative that you don't want. And so, you know, that's exactly the whole cycle. There's a reason that you want to send the good out into the world. What happens is that we all, you know, so we do complain a lot about, you know, there are not enough resources, their mentors are not there, we don't know who to talk to, there are not enough incubators. As startups, I think we all do, you know, complain about there are not enough incubators and accelerators. You know, we have security problems in the city, how do we go out? We have family problems. These are all excuses we make to show why we're not moving forward. But for once, let's flip this point, right? Let's flip it and say that who's that one person around me in my circle who needs, who has a problem that I have the ability to solve? And it won't cost me anything. It will just take my time and a little bit of extra effort. And let's see how it goes. It could be something as small as connecting that person who has an idea for an app to the developer friend of yours who might also need work. So in that instance, you have created, you have become from a victim of a million problems to the solution of a problem. And then you have created this triangular source through which there is an energy passing, and not only that, but there's information, resources, and everything, right? How many of you know this guy, right? Po. We're all this guy before he realized his true potential. And I love this movie not only because they're pandas, they're so cute. I love it because it explains a very complex idea very simply, that how to find inner peace in the middle of chaos, and how a community can help each other and work together and not only survive in the face of atrocities, but actually grow and prosper together. So what I want you to do is to go out from here and look around you and take notice of the things and the people, and for once be helpful instead of being judgmental. And in the process, please don't forget the animals, because they need your help the most, right? Feed the stray cats and dogs and see how it comes back to you. Send the good out into the universe so that it can take a full circle and come back to you. There's a reason the earth is round. So, this will be the beginning of your channel, and the more people you bring into this channel, the stronger the system will become. And not only that, not only with the energy that will be passing, the resources and information, but also because you would have changed their mindset from victims to the solution as well. And in this process, you will find that one thing that you've been looking for all this time, your very own growth ecosystem. Thank you.